My name is Matt Merman from the Art Institute of Pittsburgh. I am here for culinary arts.
Hi, I'm Natalie Hodis. I'm here at the Art Institute of Pittsburgh for culinary arts.
And this is Jamie Bailey. She is our guest cook today. And we are going to make flank steak with confetti butter. What Natalie's going to do here is she's going to take the peppers and roast them on the stove. The only reason we're roasting them is to get the skin off so it isn't as thick. The skin is kind of chewy, it's al dente, and what al dente means is that it's a bite to the teeth. Yeah, basically you want them as black as possible so that way you know that the skin's going to fall off as soon as you rinse it off. They're going to wash off the skins. It'll be a lot softer. She's now de-seeding the pepper. Try to get it as small as possible, but it's okay if you get it big because for what we're making, it'll actually be a little bit better, a little bit bigger. It'll be more of like the vegetable for your steak. And even though there's some of that char in there, you don't really have to worry about getting it out. It's not all gonna come off, just try to get mostly like the bigger stuff off. Now what Natalie's gonna do is put the butter in the mixer and she's gonna beat it a little bit until it gets a little bit softened. Instead of throwing it in whole, you might wanna chop it up a little bit first. You don't have to cut it perfect or anything, it's just all gonna get smoothened out anyways. Once you get it whipped, we're gonna add the red and green and yellow peppers to the butter. And the butter that we used is unsalted butter. So we're gonna season it up and use a little bit of salt and pepper. Scrape the bowl down again, and now we're going to add a little bit of chives that we chopped up earlier and let it run for a few more minutes until it all incorporates with the butter. This is a pastry bag. The nice thing about a pastry bag is you can make designs and make it a little bit neater, even though it's not going to last on your food product for too long because it's going to eventually melt. But like you could put it on the side of somebody's plate and then they can put it on their food product whenever they get their food. So that way they can actually have some fun with it.
Right now, Matt's going to show Jamie how to cut an onion. You want to cut off the top so that you don't have the root on it, and you're going to peel down the sides so that you no longer have the flaky part on it, but the fresh, meaty part of the onion. You place it down on the board, but on a flat side, so you're safe, and then you cut it in half, and you cut along the ribs on the onion. Now they're chopping this onion up for the marinade for our flank steak. Next, Matt's putting in some garlic, and it also brings out the flavor. Next, we're going to add 6 ounces of olive oil, about 2 ounces of honey, Then you add in about a tablespoon of oregano, 2 teaspoons of red flakes, and then cumin, about 2 teaspoons also. Next, you're going to add in a lager, about 8 ounces. Either using Yingling or Guinness is the best because it has the richest and boldest flavor. Then you want to season it with salt and pepper. And you want to mix this so all the seasonings get thoroughly through it. And there's your marinade. Next up, we are going to trim off all the fat on it and the silverback on it. Basically, anything that looks like a whitish pink on it, you want to take off with a fillet knife. After you trim off this fat, you're just going to place it in your marinade and let it set for over 24 hours. We've taken our steak now out of the refrigerator and it's been marinating for about a day now. Now we're going to take it over to the grill and basically grill it to your perfection. When you place it on the grill, you want to try the best to get all the onions off of it so that it doesn't quite burn into the steak. Now what Matt is doing is, for a garnish, he is going to roast some rosemary over a flame, just like we did the peppers. Now we're going to take our steaks that we just finished grilling, and we are going to slice them on a diagonal cut so you get a nicer appeal to your eye once you eat it. And you want to have very thin slices, about 1/4 of an inch, and then we're going to set on one of the nice little butter things that we did, butter crescents that we did, and let it just melt on top of it, and add our garnish. And there's a fancy meal for one night.